So if you ask me, the perfect air frying meal for a couple is steak and potatoes. And I've got 2 Idaho baking potatoes and 2 ribeye steaks. And they're actually USDA Prime from Sam's Club. And I've got salad. I've got garlic knots. Take my word, you'll not beat this meal. Quick, easy, and simple. Just get those potatoes cooked, throw those steaks in, and you are on your way to one of the best meals you'll ever have. I'm John Sanders, also known as Jelly 007. Let's cook some steak and potatoes in the Ninja Foodi XL Pro air frying oven. Okay, here is everything we are dealing with. It is, like I said, USDA Prime ribeye steaks from Sam's Club. They're about 1 inch, 1.25 inches thick. They'll work perfect, I'll guarantee you. You can see the marbling. They look good. They will be good. I got sour cream and, the obvious stuff for a baked potato. And what we're going to do is get these done first. They take, 45 minutes to an hour. So we get those cooked. And then while you're fixing your potato, these will cook in about 10 to 15 minutes, depending on how well you want them done. And then, of course, I got the stuff for salads and all, and stuff to go on the potatoes. But what we're going to do right now is get this right here started. I'll show you what I do, and I'll be right back. All right, one of the things I did want to say is that you can do this in any air fryer. I mean, I'm using the XL Pro oven, but take my word, I'm going to do these first, these 2 potatoes. I don't know of any air fryer that 2 potatoes won't fit in, and you cook those, and then you know how long a potato will stay warm after you take them out, for hours. And you got time to be working on those, getting your sour creams or whatever you're putting on them. You've got plenty of time to work on those while these cook. They're 10 or 15 minutes, which is about what this type steak takes. Now, depending on what air fryer you have, you may have to work around, the 2 ribeyes. I don't know whether they'll fit. You'll have to make that decision, but you can work around it either way. Even, cook one and then pull the other one out. The potato, I guarantee you, will still be warm. But what we're going to do, and I have got avocado oil on mine, and that's what I always use, but you can put butter, olive oil, whatever you got, and we're going to 400 degrees. You don't really have to worry about smoke as far as what we're putting on these potatoes, because there's not a lot on there. But I'm also using a probe, because I'm looking for 200 degrees. I'm going to have this oven shut off when this potato hits 200. Well, if you don't have a probe, you just cook them for about 45 minutes, and then you start probing them looking for 200 degrees, because if you ask me, that's the perfect temp for a potato. So what we're going to do, get these potatoes in there. I'm going to turn them this way right here. I'm going to put this one like this. And I maybe should have done that this way. And this one like this, and we are good. Now all I'm going to do is straighten that one up just a touch. And I'm going to set my temp to, well, first of all, I've got it set to air fry, because everybody's got, all their machines have air fry. I'm going to take that to 400 degrees, and then I'm going to hit my manual button if you happen to have this device, and I'm going to take that to 200 degrees, because that's what I want my probe reading on my potato to shut this machine off at 200 degrees. So I'm set for 200. I've already got my temp set to 400. We are off and running. Right there's the target temp, which is 200, and there is what that potato reads right now. It's at 68 degrees in the center of it. If I want to see where this is, all I have to do is press that. You can see I'm at 400 degrees. That's what I have the oven sit at. So, all that being explained, we're gonna, when that gets done, we're gonna start worrying about these steaks, which I'll have them seasoned up and ready to go in, and we'll go to the next step. See y'all then. Okay, so while the potatoes are cooking, I kind of get my steaks ready, and they get a little bit closer to room temperature, of course, and I hit them with just a little bit of olive oil. Avocado oil. Not much, just enough to kind of help everything stick and that type stuff. So right there is all it's getting, and now I'm just going to what I always do with a steak, and that is salt and pepper. I don't put any other type seasoning on them. Now, a lot of people do, and if you got something you love, then hey, by all means. I just don't. There's what mine gets. That right there. I am done, and I'm waiting on those potatoes. Be back. All right, just for the record, we're at 197, and those have been in there for 43 minutes and 20 seconds at 400. So, we get back to what our probe is reading, and we are 199. It's about to shut off. And there it went. I decided to leave the camera running just so you can see. So that is exactly how long it took those particular potatoes to cook. All I'm going to do, and there's several ways of doing it. If you want to bring them out, start working on them right away, you can. But obviously, this right here works really well. If they want to do their own potato, well, first of all, let me say, look at them. They look spectacular. Air-fried baked potatoes work real well. But if you want someone to be able to do their own potato, you know, where you don't do it ahead of time, you do that right there. You wrap them up in just a dish towel like that right there, and they will stay warm for hours. Of course, I'm about to get these going. Actually, we're going to raise the temp on the oven. I'm going to remove this because I'm not going to use it with my steaks. I'm going to watch them, and they cook really quick. So I'm going to turn it all the way off, making sure you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to turn it back on. We're going to take the temp to, and this is just how I do it. There's a lot of different ways, but take my word, an air-fried steak is the easiest steak you'll ever cook, and that's my honest opinion. I'm going to preheat this oven to 450 degrees for quite some time. As a matter of fact, I've got to get, well, I'm actually going to put some aluminum foil on my sheet pan, and I do not have that done, but I'm going to put aluminum foil on this sheet pan and get it under there so that it can preheat too. So I'll be right back. Okay, I'm sorry about that. I should have had that done, but all I did was just pretty much put aluminum foil, and that makes for some super easy cleanup. But I want it under my steaks, and I want it completely preheated. So even though you see these numbers are counting down, I'm going to let it go at least, I don't know, it's maybe 5 or 10 minutes, and then we're going to put these steaks in. And I'll also be working on these potatoes during that time. Be back. All right, I'm about to put the steaks in. They've been preheating for about 5 minutes. We'll slide this right here out. I'm going to put that steak right there and that steak right there, and then we got, what we're going to do is I'm going to lower this to we're going to put it right now at, because I'm going to put it on 10 minutes. Now I'm going to do something different in a minute, but we're going to let those cook 5 minutes on that side, and then we're going to flip them over. I'll show you that. Just hang on, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm not going to lie. It's hard to do all of this at one time, but if you see the way I cut that potato, and I know that sounds elementary, but take my word, if you slice your potato in this direction and then this direction and then pinch it, you will make the prettiest potato you've ever ate. Now, the only problem with that is I would not have done that till these steaks are done, but I wanted to give you an idea, because now I can add cheese, whatever anybody wants, you know. All right, if you see what I mean by it getting a little busy, I wanted to show you how it looks at 5 minutes, 450 degrees. And what I'm about to do is flip those, because we're going to make it look a little bit better. But what we're looking for is whatever temp you want internal of your steak. Well, we'll just see how it goes, because you'll see what I mean in just a minute. But what we're going to do right now is flip this steak, and I could not find my normal tongs. So as you can see, okay, so we're coming up on, well, that's about 6 minutes, a little more than 6 minutes. I want to get an idea of what the 450 degrees is doing to these particular steaks. And, well, we're up there already. There's 120. There's 104, so maybe I stuck that other one. This one is a little thicker. Well, there's 116, 115, And we got 124 in that one. So what I'm going to do, and this is what I've been doing with this oven, and it seems to work real well. And I should have put my glove on, because I got to kind of chase these down a little bit. I'm going to flip them over, just like that. And now I'm going to do broil. I'm going to hit stop. And because I like a 130 steak, or at 130 degrees, that's how I've been doing it. And you could take them a lot further, and I could go on and on, but you can take them a lot further at this point before you hit the broil. And all broil does is a little bit of browning. You know, it puts a little brown on them. It's no different than, say, an oven broil, or even like if you've been to high-end restaurants that have a salamander. That's kind of what this does. I'm going to show you that in just a minute, but I'm going to hit start to keep it from sitting there. Now, I do have it on high. You can hit temp to go low or high. In my opinion, you need it on high. So I may have to get my camera set up different, or I may have to take it out of the tripod to show you what it's doing. But I will do that. And you can hear there's no fans running. If you hear a fan, it's my ventilation system. This does not have a fan running. All it's doing, it has elements in the top that I'm about to show you. No fan. I'll be right back. And right there they are on high. As the only thing I've done wrong so far is I meant to move it to that top rack. So I'm about to open it back up and put those on rack level number 1. I think, no, it's number 4 actually. 4 is the top ones. But you can see what's happening. There's 3 elements in the top of this unit, and that means a bunch. They're real, be honest with you, it's a lot of heat. I'll just leave it like that. But it does real well. I'm going to move those, and I'll be right back. All right, if you were here, and you can now, you can hear it sizzling. But I'm going to that top rack, and that will help brown the side I'm going to serve up a little bit better. All right, just so you'll know what it looks like, that's roughly 4 minutes of high broil. And I like to grab that with my hand. And we're going to see where we're at on temp. 134, 133, that's really that's pretty close to what I want. I am dripping on my window. That was 126. We're going back in for just a minute. And I did drip a little bit on here, so I got some cleaning to do. What I should have done was slid that bottom tray out, but I didn't. So I'm going to let that sit probably another 30 seconds or so. And we're going to pull those out. I'm going to tent those steaks, and we're going to go from there. All right, I am satisfied with what we have. Now I'm going to do this time. I'm going to slide this out so I can slide these out, and everything that drips won't go on that glass, but will go on that aluminum foil. Now I'm going to set this right here. I'm going to set them on top of each other. Whoops, there went something in the floor. And I'm going to put some aluminum foil on top of them. And get those potatoes and everything else ready. In fact, I've got these garlic knots I'm going to see if I can make happen. But right now, that right there is our steaks resting. I will be back. All right, for the record, there's the 3 knots I'm going to cook. I'm going to hit, we're going to go ahead and hit stop all the way down to nothing. Like always, come back to air fry, which is right here. We're going to take it to 425. You know, we may go 410 because, just because you should lower the temp when you're doing a baked item. Anyhow, it said 45 minutes. Let's see how they look in a minute. Be back. All right, I'm going to get on my horse again and talk all this mess about how air fryers are the best way to cook a steak. And it's just the truth. It's way easier. You got no charcoal, no nothing to worry with. You just put it in whatever air fryer you got and hit as high temp as you can get. It will cook that steak as good as anything you've ever cooked. So much easier that you'll find yourself doing it all the time. And you can see it does the same thing to potatoes. I promise you that is a fantastic potato. And although I had never done these garlic knots, see if you can see what I mean, it did them perfect. and they taste perfect. The steak, we'll cut into one of them. And you can see it right there. That's a medium rare if you ask me, perfect. And all you got to do if you want it more or less is just stop it sooner or let it go further. And I don't think you'll find a better way. Or, you know what? I won't say better. I'll say a lot. It's easy. It's really good. And it's really easy. And there is nothing wrong with it. I'm probably not going to be able to talk after this, but that is a meal like you will get in a high-end restaurant. That's all I know to say. And a salad to boot. Anyhow, hey, I love y'all all. I'm not sure you can see me in that screen, but take my word when I say this is the best way to cook a steak, air fryer in general, any air fryer you got. Try it, see what I mean? Comment. Light me up if I'm not telling the truth. I'm telling you, you'll love it. Hey, I love y'all. Come back to see me. Hit me with a thumbs up if you can. I would appreciate that. Y'all have a good night. Bye-bye.